Hello, and welcome to the People's Food Summit 2024. I'm Dr. Andre Loy. I'm the International Director of Regeneration International, and we have a wonderful guest today, a friend of mine for many, many years, Dr. Kien Nyugen. And he's an adjunct associate professor at Griffith University. He has been actively building links between Vietnam and Australia in organic food production, certification, and trade. And today he will talk about this project. I've been pleased to actually be involved in this project. It's gone through several iterations, and I know from experience that I think this is a wonderful model how countries in our region in the Asia Pacific can work together for our mutual benefits. So, Kien, welcome so much. And if you would like to just firstly explain where you came from in Vietnam and how you ended up in Australia.
Good morning, Dr. Andre Lee. Thank you so much for your invitation me to be part of the People Summit 2024. It's my honor to be here and to share my story. My name is Kien Nyugen. I grew up in a rice farmer families in Mekong Delta of Vietnam. At that time, I went to school by boat. Every day, uh, I and my friends row a boat, about 3 kilometers from home to school. You can say that from year 1 to year 12, only few students could continue to go to university. Most students drop out school early and they work on the farm. Fortunately, I could continue to enter to university. And I did my Bachelor of Agriculture at Cần Thơ University, one of the very good agriculture university in the south of Vietnam. And I became a lecturer in An Giang University in year 2000 after I graduated from Cần Thơ University. And fortunately, I uh, 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 got a scholarship, Australian Development Scholarship, to study at the Australian National University for my master degree in environmental management and development. And then I came back Vietnam, An Giang University to work, to contribute to agriculture teachings and research at An Giang University. And another chance, I am lucky I got a PhD scholarship under Australian Leadership Award in year 2008. I came back Australia National University to do my PhD in social science. That's in that space I study about how humans and nature, agriculture, ecological and social relationships in building resilient flood of the Mekong Delta. And that's from that I developed my skills and my research and my inspiration to come back Vietnam to uh, lead a research center for rural development at An Giang University for years. At that time, I started to recover traditional floating rice in agroecological ways of thinking and support the Mekong provinces and people to restore traditional way of farming, ecological ways of farming. And then from that, I came back Australian National University for my postdoc. At that time, I got an award from NASA. You know, NASA is a National Association of Sustainable Agriculture, Australia. They give me an award for young organic practitioner. Thus, I attend the first conference, international conference of iForm in India in 2017. At that time, I met over 2,000 farmers in India and practitioners and professors and experts in business. That's inspired me to go deeply with organic agriculture. From that, I developed Mekong Organic, uh, a social enterprise uh, based in Canberra to promote and develop the relationships between Australia and Vietnam for organic agriculture. That's I fortunate to meet Andre and Alan Broughton and many others leaders in organic agriculture to be part of our program. And that the story, that's who am I and where am I now. Here I stay in Canberra in my office of Mekong Organic, and we run um, several projects funded by Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and social enterprise and NGO based in Canberra. You can say about my profiles, and I established Mekong Organic formally in 2019. It's about 5 years, nearly 5 years. Yeah. I will introduce you about the work of Mekong Organic. We focus on supporting small farmers, smallholder farmers in the Mekong countries. And we pilot working in Vietnam, and we built a relationship between Australia and Vietnam. And then we expect to extend to Mekong countries. Just recently, we build connection with Royal Agriculture University in Cambodia. We have started to deliver one training course in Cambodia last week. Our team are researchers and practitioners based from Australia and Vietnam. Most of them graduated from Australia in different backgrounds, different fields, agriculture, social science, economics, and ecology or water. And Mekong Organic, we approach a locally led, approach to promote ecological organic agriculture in the Mekong region. Even we are the international body located in Canberra, but our approach is very locally led. We partners with local organizations, local university, or local government to co-design the program or the project. Any project we have developed, we start with the need of the local community. Usually they send out the request to ask for training or to ask for to building the new projects based on their need. The community want to change. That's we come up with the idea from them, and then we design the program together, working together to build a program for their community. We have a network of many local universities across Vietnam, regional university or national university. We also have developed network with university in Laos or Cambodia, and especially we work closely with organic uh, association like Vietnam VOA Organic Agriculture Association or NASA in Australia or many other uh, organic agriculture and food company uh, in Vietnam and in Mekong countries, or even in Australia. We partner with over 20 business like Export Council Australia or Arrow Foods or OP Organic. Yeah, they are supporting and always go with us to partner with us to build connection with Vietnam. International is one of our strategic partnership. Dr. Professor Andrew Andre, he's always supportive for Mekong Organic from the early stage of the uh, development of the program, and he involved with us during COVID. Uh, you know, COVID 19. Andre happy to share and the regenerative agriculture to our participants. Over 600 participants in Vietnam attend the training course. One of our key outcome of the Mekong Organic projects last month on the 15th of September, uh, we were invited by the Minister of Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to share our locally led approach to support ecological and organic agriculture in Vietnam, particularly in the Mekong Delta. And he invited me to share the work, then approach to directors of different departments of MARC and newspaper like Vietnam Agriculture newspaper and many others key leader. They are here and they appreciate our work and they suggest to scale up Mekong Organic locally led approach into national, wide national approach. That's that we feel very happy to hear. They appreciate and they adopt, they welcome the work of Mekong Organic in Vietnam at the minister level. That is our one of key outcome. You can see the photo on the right side that we host the locally led approach to develop ecological rice in Cham Chim National Park just in September this year. In early this year, on 13th of January, Professor Henri already visited and attended and presented in Cham Chim National Park about regenerative agriculture. At this event, he shared the regenerative agriculture approach to over 100 participants in Đồng Tháp province. They are leaders of provincial government, Department of Agriculture, and districts, commune, and farmer. And on the 10th of September this month, we came back and to deliver the very more detailed training for the key member of the districts and the key farmer leaders in community to move to the second stage of the project. And after training, they are happy to move and to choose ecological rice based system for that community. And here, the training in Cambodia is also on the 21st to 24th of September, led by Mr. Alan Broughton. He's the president of Organic Agriculture Association in Spandale, Australia. He is the principal educator for Mekong Organics, and he the first one been to Cambodia to host a 3-day training course at Royal University of Agriculture. That's the most important success event that we attract more than 60 students from the university. We also host training in Dalat, in Lamdong province. The Lamdong Department of Agriculture and Rural Development requests Mekong Organic to train for organic veggie farming for businesses and for staff of the DAC in Lamdong province on 16 to 17 of September this month. Also, Alan Broughton, he's the one he delivered this training in Dalat in Lamdong province of Vietnam. More importantly, you can say the Mekong Organic received two grants from Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. We under the Australia-Vietnam Enhanced Economic Engagement grant, that's round 1 and round 2. We publish a book, 500 copies of the book, over 500 pages. The book is the collection of over 60 chapters, 60 practice of the trainers and the professors and practitioners. They participate in the training during COVID, and all the training is translated and into books, and we donate a book to almost university in Vietnam, Agriculture University Library, and we also donate book to Department of Agriculture and Rural in Vietnam in 63 provinces. Most of them receive the book, and also we donate to organic business. They run the business or cooperative or farmer, and participant, they attend the training course, they receive the book. This is the first book that's in Vietnam. We have that book, very comprehensive book from farming practice, technical farming practice to processing or certification, processing and branding and marketing and selling. That the whole supply chains of the organic agriculture, farming and trade. We use both Australian and Vietnamese knowledge to contribute to this book, the very successful story of the Australia-Vietnam partnership in this project. We in March this year we host a study tour for 19 business, university, and Organic Agriculture Association member. They participate. Also, they are farmers. They participate 10 days from Sydney to Canberra to Riverina, Bairnsdale, Victoria, and Melbourne. We host the meeting with the business in Sydney, supported by Export Council Australia, and we met business organic farmers like OB, like Junie Organic Chocolates in Junie, and Randall Organic Rice. You know, Peter Randall, he just passed away a few days ago. And he's one of our best friends, and He always support Mekong Organics since the early stage of the project, and he welcomed many visits from Mekong Organics to his farm. And that's the very successful journey tour, study tour for our business. During and after a trip, they developed trade, exports and imports between Australian business and Vietnamese business already happened. Back to early this year, you can say Professor Andre and some other Australian business like Alan Broughton and Peter Randall attend our first training workshop in ecological and regenerative agriculture in Đồng Tháp. And I see Regeneration International post two articles about the Mekong Organic Print, Regeneration International to Vietnam. That's very good news for us. We hope Regeneration International will be there more, and we will work together more in Vietnam, because Vietnam is very keen to have the support from international partner. We work closely with local cooperative in Cà Mau and local business in Cà Mau province of Vietnam, the bottom of Vietnam, where they developed organic rice and shrimp farming and organic shrimp in the mango forest. But in the area, you can see in the backgrounds of this photo, you can see we stand in front of the shrimp farm, shrimp pond. In the wet season, a farmer cultivate rice using fresh water from the rain-fed water, but they harvested in December. Usually they harvested rice in December and they rotate shrimp in the same farm using salt water. 6 months of fresh water, they grow rice, but the next six months of salt water, they grow shrimp. That's a very innovative farming approach that Mekong farmers in the coastal area, coastal provinces adapt to the seasonal water changes, water condition, and they practice organically. And now over 500 hectares of shrimp of the rice farm was certified by international standard like USDA, EU, or JAS. That is very potential to scale up in the more area in Mekong Delta. Now we already scale up to Kiên Giang province and Bến Tre and Trà Vinh and Sóc Trăng in the coastal provinces of Mekong Delta now develop organic rice on the shrimp farm. We also train for local resource staff of An Giang Department of Agriculture and Rural Development in last year in May for organic veggie and rice farming. And so we provide training to Bạc Liêu University students and staff and government officials in Bạc Liêu province in the Mekong Delta. And other projects in during COVID, we got fund from Rotary Club of Hull, and we travel around Victoria, New South Wales, and Victoria to meet Australian organic farmers, and we host Zoom for Vietnamese farmer to attend to hear to learn the lesson and experience from Australian organic farmers. The program, history program, we got about $12,000 from Rotary Club of Hull. They support 6 farmers to visit Australia, 6 Vietnamese farmers to visit Australia. However, we already booked tickets. We got visa for farmer. We booked the tickets for them to arrive on the 14th of March in December. But at that time, we must cancel the trip because of COVID lockdown. We could not host the trip for six farmer. But we discussed with the donor that we change the approach. Alan Proton and I travel rural care to meet farmers in Lytton, in Bairnsdale, in rural New South Wales, or in Lismore, in the whole New South Wales to meet them and share by Zoom. The Australian farmers share about organic veggie farming, chicken, or rice, or horticulture, dairy, and to share with our Vietnamese farmer, and over 100 farmers from Vietnam attend the Zoom. Actually, we wish to have six farmers to visit Australia, but finally we offer almost hundreds farmers from Vietnam. They can watch uh, the Zoom. They can join the Zoom and listen to and hear the farmers from Australia share their experience. That's a very successful story from that. Uh, the fast um, this is season for DFAT to see to value the work of the Mekong Organics, and they decided to fund for two projects to Mekong Organics so far. In early stage of Mekong Organic development in 2019, we received a small grant from Australian Embassy in Hanoi under Oxford Skills, or they call Australian Alumni Grant Fund, and they give small seed fund to Mekong Organic team. We host the first Mekong Delta, Australia and Vietnam partnerships in organic agriculture. On the photo, see on the 14th of January 2019 at An Giang University. At that time, we are the pioneer to host the very first organic agriculture partnership event between Australia and Vietnam. At that time, you can see Mark Anderson. He was the general director of NASA. He attend, you can see NASA engage and participate, and Alarm Proton participates in event since 2019 with Mekong Organic in Vietnam. And so far, NASA also certified one business in Bình Phước province for organic vegetable in Bình Phước province. NASA Organic NCO certified NASA Organic already happened in Vietnam through our connection, our support for Mekong Organic Initiative. And we also visit a NASA office in Adelaide, South Australia. And we support Khmer, very small farmers. They have only 10,000 1,000 square meter of the veggie farmings in Khmer, in Tri Tôn district of An Giang province. And we support to revive the Khmer palm, to support Khmer-led female entrepreneurs to produce palm sugar, of palm nectar, from the nectar of the palm. We are working in this project. That's the all. There are more activities that Mekong Organic already work with local community, with university, with farmer. We send many farmers to Japan, to Asia Rural Institute in Japan. Every year we send one or two farmers to study 9 months in Japan about rural leadership and organic agriculture, and they come back and they become the leaders of community. For example, Mr. Zoom, he's one of six participants, six candidates of the Mekong Organic he returned and he developed food forage to promote organic coffee and organic peppers in the Central Highland of Vietnam in Đắk Lắk province. With 2 hectares of organic coffees and under food forage, he can export organic coffees and pepper to the US market and the Canada market. And now he extends to work with 10 farmers. Each farmer had 2 hectares, and his community now have 20 hectares. And last year, he export organic coffee to Canada market and the US. That's a very important story that Mekong Organic. We make connection and we train local young people, especially young farmer. They can speak English. We train them English. We now also establish the English training for rural kids in Vietnam. We have about 10 group already. Each English group, I recognize English is very important to change the life of the farmers and change the life of rural kids, because I grew up in a very remote village. I had no opportunity to learn English. I started to learn English when I entered to university, and too late. And however, I recognize English is very important. English pronunciation is more important. And I talked to my neighbors, my friends, Aussie friend in Canberra, my neighbor, and he was inspired by me, and he become the pioneer for English teaching. He retired, and now he said he came to my home every Tuesday morning and to talk and to speak English with 5 kids in Vietnam, in Mekong Delta. They are the sons and daughter of rice farmer in my village. And now my friend, his name is Anton. He said he can't wait until next week. Every week he come and he wait for the next week. And we name the English group like rice English group. We have a shrimp English group. We have mango English group. We have coffee English group. We have cinnamon English group. We have Shanty. We have more. And last July we host the English teacher from Malakuta of Victoria. They host to the visit and stay for 2 students from Vĩnh Long the province. They came and stay 7 weeks with them, and the kids stay and engage with community, and they learn English. They participate in school, and they engage with a local group like gardening or horticulture, arts, music, and agribusiness. After 7 weeks stay in Malakuta, they become very confident in speaking English. Now they become the inspire for many other kids in Vĩnh Long and in Vietnam. And the whole story that's Mekong Organic work in Vietnam, or not just English, not just agriculture, but we build capacity for the next generation of farmers. They can work with international partners. They are good in English. They can do business, or they can exchange culture with our partners or our friends in Australia or other country. I hope with more contribution from Mekong Organic, we hope to collaborate and to partners and to work with more partner in this People Summit. I know you did a great job, and if we shake hands together, and we can build better for society and for the world. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Look, Thank you, Kien. If you want to just stop the share now, and I just want to, I've got a few comments to make because what you're doing is incredibly inspiring. It checks boxes on so many levels. And just to give people a perspective on this, a bit over 20 years ago, I ran the first organic course at the Southern Agricultural Research Development Centre in the Mekong. And it was very successful. I was mostly training um, all the development officers, researchers, the middle management. They then wanted to get funding from the Australian government to scale it up throughout Vietnam. So he put it all together. But in those days, the Australian government then, even though I'm the one who sort of developed it all, kicked out organic and said, no, we don't want organic. We will teach them to use integrated pest management instead. Because you can't grow without pesticides. We just have to teach them how to use pesticides and chemicals properly. And that was the attitude. And, it's basically 20 years later now. You actually started a program now that is, well, it's actually, Vietnam wide. And now you're into Cambodia. Um, you know, I think this is so successful and you need really to be congratulated, and the fact it's ongoing. And I'll say, without hesitation that we we will support you. We will continue to be with you. We've been with you from the beginning. We first met in 2017 when I was president of iPhone. Now with Regeneration International, you can be assured that we want to see you succeed. The other one I just want to say is on a personal note. I was actually very sad to hear that we recently lost Peter Randall. He was a friend, someone I've also known for decades. And just to let people know, he's one of the most innovative organic rice growers on the planet. He used what we call pasture cropping. Instead of ploughing up the fields, he planted the rice in a pastured bed of red clover and used the red clover in the pasture to generate all the nitrogen and the other nutrients, grew the rice in it, didn't overflow, so used very little water compared to other people, and he just grew the most incredible quality organic rice. And I actually wanted to get him to present this at this People's Food Summit, and I was actually really sad that we lost that opportunity. But I think one of the things I do want to say is that I'm going to make sure that we can actually present his technique so what he started is never lost. He was a genius and a nice person. And on a last note, Kien, what to me, I think what you've done is so successful is building all these partnerships. When we were in Vietnam earlier this year, the fact that we had the Rotary Club from Australia, we had the Australian Embassy there, we had people from the United Nations, we had people from Austrade. So all these Australian groups were there, but similarly, we had all the Vietnamese counterparts. And many of them, because also my role in iPhone, I used to be in Vietnam often, what was lovely for me was to see all the people out of the various government departments and the Vietnamese um, organic movements were all there as well. And it really is a credit to you, Kien, that you brought all this together. And so I want to thank you. And I know that you've got a wonderful future and you have our full support.
Thank you, Andre. That's excellent. Your words there, and you see the whole pictures of Vietnam's organic agriculture movement, and Vietnam already issue decision and policy to support and to support and develop organic agriculture standards at national level and policy at provincial government level and community. As you said, in the past 20 years, when you was in Vietnam, people were keen to learn about how to manage the pests, how to use pesticides. That's correct. At that point, Vietnam uh, was transformed from hunger to, they need more food
Yeah.
for the country. But now they already recognize the impacts of pesticides and chemical on the environment, water, and soil, and they already started to change to reverse or to move to ecological agriculture. Like you can see if you go to MARC office, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, you can see their trick like ecological agriculture, vibrant countrysides and innovative farmers. That is their trade line for Mark and for the party leader level. Also, uh, they says in the political document about ecological agriculture for Vietnam. That's the good news for the whole country. At the top, government leaders recognize the importance of ecological agriculture as the base for Vietnam to move forward. And yeah, that's why Mekong Organic sit in at the right time and right you know context
Yeah.
to work with local actors and different partners agency.
Yeah.
They yeah.
The other thing I just suppose, Kien, I want to end on, I think this is very important given where we are in the world at the moment, that you know, possibly an outbreak of world war with the conflict in the Middle East, Israel and Lebanon, and then the other conflict in Russia and Ukraine, and it's all escalating. And when I was growing up, the big war was in your country, Vietnam, and my government was, conscripting young men and sending them over to fight. And I was part of the people who believed that that was unjust and that we should not have a role in that war. And I almost went to jail for refusing to be conscripted and wanting peace and refusing to go over to Vietnam to kill people. And the only reason I didn't go to jail for refusing to be conscripted is that we had a change of government. And every time I go to Vietnam, I'm always really glad I took that principled stand. We never needed that war. It didn't stop communism. But you look at Vietnam now, I'm not going to say it's a perfect country, but in our lifetimes. You know, I've been going to Vietnam for a very long time. You grew up there. You can just see the change. It's positive. And Kien, from my point of view, you need to be congratulated because you are a big part of that change, what you're doing. So thank you, Kien, and I really wish you the best.